Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Ooh buddy, I got something kind of fun today. I hope you don't mind. I've been working on some orders that are moons. So, because I've been wearing my moons to work lately, I've gotten a bunch of orders for them. And you guys don't want to watch me make more of those. And I can't afford to use the resin for anything but the orders right now. So, I wanted to do something that I'd seen other resin crafters do and go through some of my older resin makes and just kind of talk about how they have aged and changed and yeah, just kind of have a discussion. For those of you who don't know, I'm Megan and I like to craft, and during the pandemic, I got into resin. A lot of us got into new hobbies that some of us regret and some of us are still doing, and I'm one of those people who is still doing, unfortunately. Not really unfortunately. Unfortunately for my wallet, that is. So, I scrolled through my channel content and looked down to the start of my resin journey and kind of pulled a few pieces here and there. And then also, I wanted to show the difference between the resin that I was originally using, the Dr. Crafty resin, versus the Total Boat resin that I'm currently using, as far as how it ages, how it looks. So hopefully you guys can get sort of an idea of, you know, what your resin may look like down the line. Of course, this doesn't apply to all resins, strictly just to the two that I've used. But yeah, I guess I'll start with these. These are from 3 years ago. I put these out in December of 2020. I've got a little cheat sheet here of the stuff that I'd pulled. And these were originally blue flower coasters with the white. They are very much no longer blue. It's kind of crazy though, because they look very blue right now, obviously, because I've got this black silicone, but you can see they're not blue anymore. The color has seriously faded. They've gotten very, very yellow. This is using the Dr. Crafty, and it's strange because these have never been in the sun. They have been down here in my basement, in my storage drawer. They have not seen a lick of sun since that video. They're still good and solid. They're still very pretty to look at. They're just no longer blue. So, again, this was 3 years ago. I made these in December of 2020, yeah. They're still beautiful. They still work as coasters, you know, obviously. They're also very thick. These are some thickum coasters. If Megan was a coaster. You know what I'm saying. Yeah, they're honka-chonks, and I do still really love them. Unfortunately for you guys, fortunately for me, because I don't have to store them, a lot of my first resin stuff has been gifted, sold, given away, you know, just it's no longer around. But these were still around. I don't know why I never got rid of them. Probably because I forgot that they existed. So, that's the first one. So, this was my first use of the Coffin mold. It's very dusty. Apologies for that. It's been sitting up in my room. I never used it or put anything in it. This video came out on in August of 2021. This is 2 years old. It is the Coffin set, and again, this was the Dr. Crafty. I'll put this paper down so you guys can see. It's very, very yellow. Yeah, extremely yellow. It has been sitting up on my pantry that I have upstairs. I have like a little antique closet upstairs. It doesn't get direct sunlight, but it does get a pretty good amount of sunlight. But I will say, for the age and the fact that it does get some sunlight, these colors are still popping, y'all. And this is alcohol ink. This isn't the alcohol, what do you call that stuff? Paste or resin paste. So yeah, the colors are still pretty vibrant. Most of them anyway. I don't know, I don't think I have a black alcohol ink. So I'm kind of curious as to what color this black was. I'll have to go back on the video and look. Maybe it was black. But I do not have a black alcohol ink, so I don't know how that would have gotten black. But yeah, it still holds up. Still functions as a trinket dish. It's just not nearly as beautiful, unless you like the antique-y look. Again, this was one of my, well, this was the first time that I used this particular mold set, and you can tell by the ginormous bubble in the corner. But yeah, it'll stay in my room probably until I'm dead. Apologies to my housemates for having to throw this away eventually. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so the cat coasters I made 3 years ago. I did these in January 2021. Wow. Yeah, just after the blue flower coaster. So let me grab one of those back in. So you can definitely see the yellowing as well in the cat coasters. These are a little messy because we do actually use these in our house, believe it or not. We use these a lot as coasters. We host a lot of friends over for card games and parties and such, and so we pull these out, as well as my honeycomb coasters that I made ages and ages ago. They have served their purpose well. They, again, are very yellowed, but they hold up for their function. You know, they do what they're meant to do. Again, this is the Dr. Crafty. Yeah, so they're not bad. Again, they're not the greatest. This was, you know, when I was just starting out in resin, trying to figure everything out. I don't hate them, but they are functional, so they're gonna stay. Okay, so the next one is actually a twofer. I made one of these in 2021, and the second one a little over a year later in 2022. But I wanted to bring these in for my camera, sorry. I wanted to bring these in because the first one was made with Dr. Crafty. The second one was made with Total Boat. And yeah, anyway, let's check out the differences, shall we? The snow globe. That's no longer snowy, no longer globy. There was water in there at one point. You could tell it all just leaked out. I don't even want to know what this stuff is on the bottom. It's very sticky. It actually kind of fused to my bookshelf sitting over there. And I struggled to get it off. I broke a chunk of my bookshelf off with it. This snow globe was created, which one is it? This one was in August 2021, so 2 years ago. This was with the Dr. Crafty. Again, you can see it is very, very yellowed. And the pieces all got dislodged. Well, not all. Two of the pieces got dislodged. The good part is that I can now break this open and get those out and reuse them, I suppose. But, so we have this one. And I'm actually going to get a paper towel to put this down on. I don't want to get whatever that is onto my mat. So we have that one. And then a year later, in November of 2022, I made this snow globe. Some of you may remember it. I did have one little incident. Actually, today, when I picked it up, it came apart. The hot glue did not hold on. I'm not surprised in the least. I will probably be just using some E6000 and attaching it back because I love this thing and it is so cute. And the water is still in it. This is the one that I used the two sphere molds together to make the shell of the snow globe, and then poured the water in there. You can still see that the glitter that I poured in before adding the water is still stuck to the top. But it's done a really good job. Let me show you how it looks against the white. This has yellowed a little bit. This also gets a lot of direct sun in my room. That's where I've had it since I made it, honestly. It's a little yellowed, but compared to, look, see, that thing is stuck to it. Compared to this, not yellowed nearly as much. Again, this is a year younger, so I'm sure it might yellow even more, but I really love this one. I think it's so cute. I think it held up well, other than, you know, the hot glue coming off. But yeah, I don't know. I did get a comment recently. So some of y'all find my older videos and it's just hilarious to me that that you do. But someone commented on this and said if I turn the sphere molds inside out, it gets rid of that line. And I was like, you're a genius. I'm going to have to try that. So expect another snow globe video this year. For Christmas time probably, or maybe even Halloween. I think that would be fun for a Halloween. But yeah, so that is how the snow globe is doing. And did I have anything else? I think that's about it. So this again was Dr. Crafty. I started Dr. Crafty. Did I write it down on here? No, I didn't. I started Dr. Crafty, I want to say, at the end of Dr. Crafty. Total Boat. Oh my god. Brain malfunction, sorry. I started using Total Boat at the end of 2021, I want to say. Yes, at the end of 2021. And so this, maybe it was the end of, no, it was the end of 2021. I don't know. I'll insert date here, Megan. I just looked it up. But anyway, yeah. Oh, I did also want to show you guys the fish. Let me grab those real quick. Okay, so I also wanted to grab the fish. Not really sure why. But, so here they are. These were made in July of 2022, so 1 year ago. And they still look very good. The resin has yellowed a tiny little bit. I do think that if I make these kinds of little koi ponds again and fish ponds again, I think I want to add a little bit of blue to the water to see if I can counteract some of that yellow coming in. That's the thing with resin, is it's going to yellow. It's just, it's an inevitability of resin. But the stark difference for me that I see in it is I also see very, very little yellowing in these things versus the Dr. Crafty, which is extremely yellowed. I mean, that looks like an amber glass. It's so yellowed. You know what I mean? So, hey, that fits right there. Yeah, so this was kind of fun going down memory lane and just looking at all of this stuff that I still have so much resin stuff, you guys. Anytime we have friends over to the house, they walk away with a huge bag of resin pieces because I'm like, please get it out of here. I can't find a craft fair near me that doesn't cost $1,500 for a booth because I live relatively close to Washington, D.C. So, you know, prices be high. But, yeah, this is super fun. I'm really interested in coming back to this maybe around the same time, like two years from now, and bringing out the same exact pieces and seeing how they've aged even more, if I'm still around doing YouTube, you know. But yeah, it was very interesting for me to see all of this stuff and see how the resin has aged. But yeah, I'm gonna go re-glue this. Thank you guys so very much for watching and hanging in there with me. I've been working 6 to 7 days a week for the past month and a half. It has been a doozy. Oh, spam call. Sorry about that. But if you hang tight, I do have some bonus unmoldings for you. I will be unmolding some stuff. Also, I guess if you want to see the pouring and demolding of the moons, I'm going to have a TikTok up probably tonight, which would be yesterday for you guys when you're watching this. So, check it out. I think I have the link to my TikTok in my bio. But, yeah, anyway, that's today's video. Sorry it's a mess. I'm a mess. We're all a mess. And that's okay. If you enjoyed it, please let me know by hitting the thumbs up button. Really helps out my channel, helps me to grow. Also, if you are new, stick around by clicking the red subscribe button and ringing the bell for notifications. Thank you guys so very much for watching, and I hope that you have a fantastic day. Take care. Stick around for the bonus unmoldings. It's bonus unmolding time. Yeah. It's a bonus unmolding bonanza. Yeah, I had a bunch of leftover resin. I'm working on a really big project that I needed some pieces for, some smaller but larger pieces, if that makes sense. So I decided to pour some of these. These are going to be matte because the molds are matte. I've got a little bird skull. I'm going to try and do these pretty quickly. I've got some bats. Some batsy bats. It's frickin' bats. Got a brain. This had black and holographic. I did stir it to try to get the holographic to go down there, but clearly that didn't work, but that's okay. Got these beautiful leaves. These are not holographic. Let me see. There we go. If I can get my camera to focus, you can see. Very pretty. Oh, you can see it right there really well. So yeah. I got these. I do have some trimming to do, obviously. These are so thin. Like, so thin. But they turned out beautiful. Let's see, I've got these skulls. Very nice. These are flowers. I'm excited about these. Actually, I'm going to leave those to last. Got some little... I almost called it sea life. Seashells. Some little seashells. For the ones that I plan to use for my big project, I will be shining these up with resin. Most likely UV resin. It's so tiny. Oh my gosh. And then here's the roses. I sprayed heavily with alcohol before pouring these, so hopefully there's not a shit ton of bubbles. Oh wow. That is the tiniest, teeny tiniest little rose. Like my camera's struggling to pick it up. There's a couple of bubbles in there. Am I surprised? Nope. Ooh, pretty. Again, some bubbles in there. but not terrible. Oh, wow. That one barely has any bubbles in it compared to the last one. And then here's the last one. Oh, wait, no, I have 2 more things to demold. Sorry. Okay. And then I also have some Tetris pieces. I didn't want to fill these up all the way. Little Tetris blocks. Oh, I got one more. I keep finding them. Okay. Now this should be the last. Yes, this is the last. It's one of those little cats again. Just black. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Have a great day.